Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Thank you for joining us. We are excited, inshallah, to have our first inaugural Sirah Umrah trip with ALIM. Inshallah, everyone's getting prepped and ready to go. So we'll start with A'udhu Billahi Minash Shaitanir Rajeem. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'een. Ihdina as-siratal mustaqim. صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. Ameen. We have Sheikh Ali with us, and inshallah we'll start the session with our fiqh of Umrah that he's going to go over. If you have any questions, please enter them onto from YouTube, and I will post the questions to Sheikh Ali. We'll wait till he's done with his main talk, and then we can have questions, inshallah. And then we'll go over other logistics. Okay, Sheikh Ali, go ahead.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah, wa salatu wa salam ala Rasulillah. Sayyidina wa nabiyyina Muhammadin sallallahu alayhi wa ala alihi wa ashabihi wa tabi'in lahum bi ihsan ila yawmiddin wa ba'd. First of all, I would like to thank Almighty Allah and then thank ALIM for giving me this honor to educate myself and my brothers and sisters who Allah has chosen to go for Umrah. First of all, Allah said, وَإِن تَعُدُّوا نِعْمَةَ اللَّهِ لَا تُحْصُوهَا. If you're trying to count the bounties of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you won't be able to number them out. Umrah is one of the ni'mah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Every Muslim in this world wishes to see the Kaaba with his eyes, with her eyes, and also wishes to see Medina, to visit the Masjid of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and the grave of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and see many historical sites in both Mecca and Medina. But not every Muslim will have opportunity to see all these things. So anyone who Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made has able him to go to Umrah or has to visit these holy places, he has to be thankful to Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. As for Umrah, as I mentioned, that is one of the bounties that we cannot thank Allah enough for. So how can we be thankful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who blessed us with Umrah in this particular issue? In Umrah, I'm talking about thankful for the Umrah that Allah has blessed us with. Is to, first of all, to make this Umrah sincerely for the sake of Allah only, not because of ALIM is going with the greatest scholars, Professor Jackson, Professor Muneer, Ubaydullah, and Ustad, I forgot to end, I'm sorry, because they're going with all these great scholars. Because of that, I'm going. No. You have to make your intention sincerely for the sake of Allah. Yes, going with Sheikh Muneer and Dr. Jackson and Ubaydullah motivates us. There's no question about it. It will motivate us to go because we are going to benefit a lot of things. But first and foremost, our intention must be merely for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, sincerely and sincerity. That's number one. Number two is to perform this Umrah according to teaching of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I'm talking about how to be thankful to Allah who blessed you with the blessing of Umrah. Because Al-Amal Salih, Umrah is one of the Amal Salih. There are three elements regarding Amal Salih. They are indispensable. If one of them is missing, the Amal will not be considered Amal Salih. First, sincerity, you do it for the sake of Allah. Number two, the deed itself must be mashru', Allah ordained it, or Prophet ﷺ commands us to do. And the third one, to do it according to the teachings, according to the sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Umrah, my brothers and sisters in Islam, is expiation of sin. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, al-umrah ila al-umrah كفارة لما بينهما والحج المبرور ليس له الجزاء إلا الجنة. Umrah to Umrah is expiates the sins between them. So Umrah
Sheikh Ali, can you unmute yourself?
you can hear me now?
Now I can. Thank you.
Yeah. So Umrah is expiation. It is a kafara. It's kafara. Alhamdulillah. Now let me go to the arkan of Umrah. Umrah is like a salah, like a hajj. They have arkan, rukun, principles. When we are talking about the rukun, means if one of them arkan, if one of them is lacking, means the deed is not acceptable. You have no umrah. If one of them is missing, you have no umrah. That is what we are going to talk about now. But before that, what is umrah means? Linguistically speaking, umrah means to visit, visitation, and umrah, a ziyara. Technically, you know it. Technically, the scholars defines umrah according to description of umrah itself. To make your intention to go to Mecca to perform specific duties ordained by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We need four things in umrah. There are four things in umrah. I'm not going to discuss its status in terms of whether it's fard or wajib or sunnah or all this. I mean, mention some of them in terms of mustahabbat, which is recommended to do. But about the rukun, I'm not going to talk about them, whether or not they are compulsory and so on. So the first things in Umrah is al-ihram. The first things I'm talking about the four arkan. Four arkan. Okay. Knowing that there are some different opinions on some of them. Okay. That is not our point here. Our point is talking about four things that we have to do in our Umrah so that we'll have, insha-Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, complete Umrah and hopefully accepted Umrah. Bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. Al-Ihram. Al-Ihram came from the Tahrim. In Salah, we have a Takbirat al-Tahrim, Takbirat al-Ihram. Is that right? The first Takbir in Salah is Takbirat al-Ihram. When you say Allahu Akbar, everything that we are allowed to do before Salah becomes haram for us to do. The same thing, Ihram. And Ihram is to make your intention in the miqat that you perform Umrah. We have designated places, and that's when you are performing Umrah or Hajj, you have to make your intention there. You can't do Umrah If you pass that designated place, and then you have to give fidya. So for us now, we are going through Turkey, we are going wherever we are going. Our ihram, the place of that we make ihram is called Rab. Is in a place now in Saudi Arabia called Rabiq. Okay, so we do our intention either before leaving, when we are leaving Istanbul, or when about 1 hour to reach Jeddah, we make our intention. That means in Turkey, Istanbul, we have to take shower. That's a mustahabat. It's recommended to take shower. To number one, to take shower, to shave the two places that you know, and you cut your nails if you need to cut them, and to put perfume on you. Okay, before you make your intention. After you take shower, you do all these four things I mentioned. You shave, you cut your nails, and you put some perfume on you. As a brother, we have a two sheet that we have to wrap ourselves in. Ladies can wear anything they want. Either you make your intention when you get into the plane, what you said, labbaik Allahumma umrah. Or you can wait 1 hour before Jeddah. Labbaik, you make your intention, labbaik Allahumma umrah. Most of the time, the pilots inform you we are close to miqat. As for me, when I get into plane, I sleep until the plane until the plane arrives. So I will make my intention, labbaik Allahumma umrah. Okay, that's number one. So you make ihram. That ihram means to make your intention to perform umrah. The libas, the what we wrap ourselves in is called libas al-ihram. So now after we do this ihram, we cannot use perfume, we cannot cut our nail, we cannot wear and the clothes until we finish our umrah. Now we arrive in Jeddah, we're going straight to the Mecca. Only time I'm having a problem when I was traveling with a group. Some brothers or some sisters, they will say that we have to enter through Babu Salam because that's the door that the Prophet ﷺ entered. I tell them it is not necessary to enter from Babu Salam. Babu Salam is gate 5. It depends on where your hotel is. If your hotel is in Jihad and close to Babu Salam, you can enter gate 5. If it's not, you enter any gate. Alhamdulillah. Any door, any gate, you can enter. Not only Babu Salam. When you are entering the masjid, okay, now we have adab, etiquette of entering the masjid. Our right foot first, Bismillah, wa salat ala Rasulillah, Allahumma ftah li abwab rahmatik. Okay, Bismillah, wa salat ala Rasulillah, Allahumma ftah li abwab rahmatik. I know some of you will come with the other dua. أعوذ بالله أعوذ بوجهك الكريم وسلطانك القديم من الشيطان الرجيم. This hadith is weak. Okay, what you said. If you said it's fine. If you say that أعوذ بوجهك الكريم وسلطانك الكريم من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن بسم الله والصلاة على رسول الله اللهم افتح لي أبواب رحمتك. I'm not going to argue with you, but don't tell me that saying that is sunnah. The sunnah is Bismillah wa salatu ala Rasulillah. Allahumma aftadi abu rahmatik. We enter into Masjid al-Haram. We start now. We are going to do the second rukun, tawaf. The first rukun is ihram. The second rukun is tawaf. Then you have a sa'i. Then you have shaving, okay, the head on taqsir. Now we are going to make tawaf. We have to start our tawaf with facing black stone. If we can touch the black stone, alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. If not, we point to the black stone. We say Allah Akbar, Allah Akbar, Allah Akbar 3 times. We started with the black stone. I believe there is a line that the Saudi government put over the green light telling you where you start your tawaf. Is there any special dua for tawaf? No, except the dua between Rukn al-Yamani and Hajar al-Aswad. Rukn al-Yamani is the corner that's next to Blackstone. The dua is known to all of us. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. So what you do when you are making tawaf, if you like to make dua, do any dua you want. If you want to be silent, be silent. It's up to you. You have some people have some small book has a dua. The dua, they are good. You want to read them, fine. You want to read Quran, fine. You want to be quiet, fine. You make a dua. If it's possible. And the first 3 tawaf, you did some little run and a little bit trotting. You make some trotting if you can. If not, because of lots of people, walk. It's okay. So you make a tawaf 7 times. You finish where you started. When you finish your tawaf, okay, there is a place called Multazim. First of all, I'm sorry, when you finish your tawaf, you pray 2 rak'ats in Maqam Ibrahim. If you pray, you find a place in Maqam Ibrahim itself is behind the door of the Kaaba. You say you're facing the Kaaba or the place that and you are seeing the Kaaba. Maqam Ibrahim is the place that when you stand, you see the door of Kaaba. So if you have a place to pray, 2 rakats there, fine. If you don't have all masjid, every place you can pray your 2 rakats. Okay? In the rak'ah, the first rak'ah, you recite Al-Fatiha and Qul Ya Ayyuhal Kafirun. In the second rak'ah, you recite Al-Fatiha and Qul Huwallahu Ahad. Okay? After you finish 2 rak'ahs, you see a place between the black stone and the door of the Kaaba, or the gate of the Kaaba. This in a space called Multazim. Multazim. There is hadith, which scholars of hadith, not me, your brother Ali Sulaiman, they say hadith is weak, but many Sahaba, they say for sure many Sahaba stand and stood between, stood in Multazim, between Hajar al-Aswad, black stone, and the gate of the Kaaba. They make a dua. And they make a dua over there. As I told you, the hadith is weak, but some Sahaba did it. Okay, so you can stand over there and make some dua. The hadith said, the weak hadith said, anything you ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in that place, Allah is granted to and accept it. You can do that if you want, if you have a time. So after you finish your dua, you go to Zamzam. You go to Zamzam and drink Zamzam. And you want to make some people put it on their body. They wash themselves with Zamzam. Drink it. Just drink it. and you want to make wudu, you can make wudu. By the way, if you are making tawaf, and you pass wind, you need to make wudu. You have to mark the place that you pass wind and go and make wudu and come and continue from the place. You don't have to start at the very beginning because making tawaf requires wudu. After you drink the zamzam, then we are going to the third rukun, which is sa'i, Safa and Marwa. You keep going, you'll see the sign telling you how to go to Safa and Marwa. You follow your leader. When you are climbing the Safa, you recite. It is recommended to recite Inna Safa wal Marwata min sha'airillah. Either you stop here in the Safa wal Marwata min sha'airillah, and some scholars, some hadith indicates, and that's what the Prophet ﷺ says. Abda wima bada Allahu bihi inna Safa wal Marwata min sha'airillah. What about the rest of the ayah? فَمَنْ حَجَّ الْبَيْتَ أَوْ اعْتَمَرَ فَلَا جُنَاحَ عَلَيْهِ أَنْ يَطَّوَّفَ بِهِمَا وَمَنْ تَطَوَّعَ خَيْرًا فَإِنَّ اللَّهَ شَاكِرٌ عَلِيمٌ. Some they said Prophet ﷺ recited the whole ayah. But when the Sahabi is narrating the hadith, he said Prophet ﷺ recited in the Safa wal Marwa min sha'irillah. It's up here. So either you say in the Safa wal Marwa min sha'irillah, or you will recite the whole ayah to climb on the Safa. When you climb on the Safa, you have to turn to face Kaaba. You know, it's the Kaaba. And then you say, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له له الملك وله الحمد يحيي ويميت وهو على كل شيء قدير لا إله إلا الله وحده أنجز وعده ونصر عبده وهزم الأحزاب وحده. It's a dua. You make it, it is sunnah. If you didn't make it, it doesn't hurt your Safa and Marwa. I believe that, insha-Allah, you see, in this dua, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam mentioned Ahzab. This Ahzab, وهزم الأحزاب, the as means Allah subhanahu and destroy the Ahzab. The dua simply said, Allah anjaza wa'ada. Allah fulfilled his promise. وَنَصَرَ عَبْدًا. He gave victory to his servant. وَهَزَمَ الْأَحْزَابَ وَهَذَا. He defeated the Ahzab. Who are these Ahzab? Some scholars, they said the whole Arabia. The whole Arabia. And some, they said Ahzab, that's in the battle of Khandaq, which you are going to listen a very, very powerful presentation from my friend, Prophet Sherman Jackson. Ahzab, we need Ahzab to remind us what is taking place in Gaza. I don't want to get off the track, okay? But this war, this really has a great impact on the Prophet Sallallahu, on the Sahaba, to the extent that Prophet Sallallahu didn't forget about it. Anyway, so after you say this dua, then you start going to Marwa. In Marwa, you will see a sign, a green light, the two green lights. Between the two green lights, man, you can make some trotting, you make some running, jogging, a little bit jogging. Okay, so after you pass, you start walking. And the same thing, there is no specific dua when you are making sa'i. So when you are climbing Marwa, are you going to say the same in the Safa? Well, Marwa min sha'irillah. Two different opinions of our scholars. Some scholars say you said it. Some scholars say no, you don't say it. Only Prophet ﷺ said it only one time when he's climbing the Safa. Before he started the Safa, he said that. When he's climbing Marwa, he didn't say that. Okay, but some scholars they said he did the same. He said in the Safa wal Marwa min sha'airillah, and then when you come on the top on Marwa, either you make the same things that you did in Safa, or you just go. If you make the dua that you did, la ilaha illallah wa la sharika lahu mulku wa lahu hamdu, the dua that we recited at the very beginning, if you do that, it's fine. If you don't do that, it's fine. That will not affect your sight. Okay? It depends on the crowd. It depends on how tired you are and all this. Then you go to 7 times. You make sa'i between Marwa and Safa and Marwa 7 times. Okay? 7 times, those among you who never perform Umrah, they may get confused. As and one of the great scholars who wrote even a book about the Hajj, when he went for Hajj, he was confused. He went between Safa and Marwa 14 times. He was thinking that you start in Marwa, Safa, you come back to Safa is 1 time. No. You start from Safa, you went to Marwa, that's 1. From Marwa to Safa is 2. Okay? So don't get confused. Alhamdulillah, you will have a guide with you. After you finish up at Marwa. You make dua. Make dua. Dua is very, very important. After the dua, and then you shave your hair or you trim it. Okay? So you can do that inside the Masjid Haram, where you finish your off, or you go back to your hotel. For the men, there are lots of barbers. You go to the barbers, they shave your hair all the way that you want to do it. But if you shave all, that is better. For the ladies, very, very small things, they will take it from their hair. They put all the hair together, they will take it according to the ummola. Ummola, this is the head of the finger, small. Okay? By doing so, you finish your umrah. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to accept the umrah. And I wish that I would be with you, but due to some circumstances, I couldn't and come with you. So this is all about an umrah. 4 things you have to, a lot of things you have to understand. There are 4 things that we have to do. Um, there's the principles. Number 1, ihram. We talk about ihram. Then tawaf, sa'i, and halq or taqsir. Okay, these are the 4 things about an umrah. An umrah can be done, and in 2 hours you finish everything in umrah, insha-Allah. If he's somebody by himself, I believe he can do it in 1 hour, 30 minutes. You can do both tawaf and umrah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
Walaikum assalam. Thank you so much, Sheikh Ali.
Okay, something I want to ask before. I know
Sure.
maybe the question. In sa'i, it doesn't require wudu. In sa'i, it doesn't require wudu. So you can make sa'i without wudu. But it's better to do it with wudu. Now,
Okay, we can take questions on YouTube. If you enter them in, I can share them with Sheikh Ali. Just some questions that I know some people had, Sheikh Ali. So we have one group leaving from LAX, and their flight is from LAX straight to Jeddah. So in that case, they will have to either from LAX airport put the ihram, or when they're in the plane, they'll have to put it. And Saudi Airlines will tell them this is the miqat is coming in 1 hour or whatever. So you have to enter the state of ihram on the plane.
are they coming in Saudi Airlines?
Yes, Saudi Airlines.
That's very good. They will have a place. They have to take shower, of course, before and boarding the plane. And
Maybe even at home you can
At home,
never
yeah,
come to the airport. Yeah,
yeah.
right.
So in the plane, they will have a place to change their clothes. In Saudi Airlines, they will have a place to change the clothes. Definitely, the pilots will tell them before they make us. They say we are close to the miqat now, so they can make you their intention. Labbaik Allahumma Umrah. Except that someone who sleeps throughout. If someone knows himself, for me, as I told you, I know myself. If I'm coming from LA, after 1 hour, I will make my intention. I make my intention because I don't want to miss the miqat.
Right.
Yeah. If I'm awake before we reach the miqat, and the pilot says I will make another intention, no problem. Mhm.
Okay. And then for the other group, they're coming from Chicago to Istanbul. So then that group can do their ihram in Istanbul and make the intention either there, or you said you can make it in the plane on the Turkish Airlines. They'll tell us, I think, as well, that the miqat is arriving
Yeah.
in.
Mhm.
Okay. The other question is, some people are coming from other places to Chicago. They have to travel to Chicago and then travel. Is it fine if on Friday we're leaving for Chicago, we do the ghusl and everything at home before we leave, then we travel to Chicago, we travel, to Istanbul. Do we need to? It's not required to make another ghusl again in Istanbul, is it?
If you can have opportunity in Istanbul to take shower, that's much better. You make your ghusl in Istanbul if you can have a place.
Okay. I think maybe some people may have access to the lounge and that might be possible, but I don't know if everybody will. So,
Well,
if we can't, then it's okay.
yeah, if you are living, you think that you don't have access to Istanbul to take shower, then you can take shower at home. So
Okay.
yeah. Mhm.
Okay. And then a question about the perfume. Any perfume and anything with a smell can be applied until you make the intention for your ihram. Until you say Allahu Akbar labbaik, then you cannot put
Yes,
any more scent on. But anything you have on is okay from
it's
before.
okay. Yeah, okay.
Okay. And okay, let me see what the other. I know some people were asking about the du'as. I am pretty confident they're in that PDF that I shared, but I will look again and we can share, and the meanings are in there as well. So somebody was asking about the meanings of the du'as,
Yeah.
so we'll share that. Um, okay, are there any other questions? I'm looking on YouTube. I don't see anything right now. Does anybody else have a question to share?
I think yesterday you asked me, Shireen and the Juma, you asked me about some people would like to do Umrah from Arafah when they go to Arafah, but then they would like to do Arafah. Yes, they can make Arafah. They will make the intention of Umrah from Arafah because Arafah is out of the limit of Mecca. Arafah is not considered as a Mecca, so you can make your intention over there.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Sheikh Ali. We haven't shared the whole itinerary with the group yet, but yes, we will be after our first Umrah. While we're still in Mecca, we'll be visiting Arafat. So what Sheikh Ali is saying is that when we go for that Arafat dinner, you are able to make ghusl, in the hotel. Come on the Arafat trip, bring your ihram with you, or if you want to wear your ihram, then when we're at Arafat, you can make the intention for doing another Umrah, for getting into the state of Ihram, and then we will be returning to the Kaaba, and you can do your second Umrah. This is the question somebody has here. If we plan to do a second round Umrah for deceased family, can we do a ghusl and other preparation in the hotel in Makkah and then go to the Masjid Aisha and make intention, or do we have to take a shower? That we say, um, at masjid. No, you can take the shower in the hotel. Correct, Sheikh Ali? You can.
Yep, yep.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. And then, and like I said, there's the option of going to Masjid Aisha and doing a second Umrah, or on, as when we go over the itinerary, I'll show you, we plan to go to Arafat, and you can plan to do your second Umrah at that time. Okay, I'm just going to check on the WhatsApp group if people have other questions. Okay. Oh, here's some. Okay. I think if we don't have any more questions for Sheikh Ali at this time, we can go over the itinerary. Brother Omar Uddin is asking, do you have to shave hair completely?
It's better. It's better to shave your hair. That's what you're asking in Umrah.
He's saying, do you have to shave hair completely or just a trim?
If you shave it completely, it's better, but you can trim it.
You can trim it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so for the women, especially, to bring the small pair of scissors along with you so that you can do that. Otherwise, the men a lot of times go to the barbers that are outside for if they want to shave.
Whether they want to shave it or trim it, the barbers can do for them. Except that, yeah, they can do for them.
Okay. Any last call for questions? Oh, somebody is asking, do you have to do ghusl in between umrahs? If you're doing 2 umrahs, do you have to do ghusl in between?
Yeah, you can do that. Ghusl itself is recommended. You can do that.
Okay. Okay, but if somebody is doing 2 back to back, like they complete 1 umrah and then they directly want to go back to Masjid Aisha and make the intention again and do 1
it's okay. You don't have to.
Then you don't have to. Okay. Okay, that is recommended. Okay, thank you so much, Sheikh Ali. I don't know if you are able to stay on while we go through the itinerary, or do you? Oh, actually, Dr. Jackson's asking about wearing masks. People may want to know about that. Are you allowed to wear a mask while you're doing the Umrah?
And this a mask, I don't know, but what I think if you wear mask, you have to give a fidya. You have to make a fidya. Fidya either to fast 6 days, no, 3 days, or to feed and 6 and people, or to give the bih to slaughter.
Fast 3 days or feed
Feeding six people.
6 people.
Yeah, and I know that some people they say this a darura. So if you as this for darura, why you gonna give a fidya? We have in hadith one of the Sahabi has a problem with his hair, all his hair, and all the Prophet ﷺ said, shave it and give it a fidya. Give it fidya. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
but otherwise, this is only for when you're in the state of ihram. But once you're out of ihram, you can wear a mask when you're entering the haram, and if you're just doing tawaf or something.
What you only in the state of ihram. After ihram, you can do whatever you want to do.
Okay, somebody's asking, what are the 2 surahs you must read when praying the 2 rakahs after tawaf?
قل يا أيها الكافرون and قل هو الله.
Kafirun and Qul Huwallahu Ahad when you're praying the 2 rakahs, and that's behind Maqam Ibrahim, you said, right?
Yeah.
If it's crowded in that area, you can go anywhere behind.
Anywhere you pray. Anywhere you pray.
Okay. Okay, and then if you're on the airplane, this is coming back to the mask question again. If you're on the airplane and you're wearing a mask, you should take it off once you make the intention for ihram. Okay. Okay, Jazakallah khairan. So can you give us a short dua or some words to close, Sheikh Ali, and then Sheikh Ali, if you want to stay on, you're welcome to. Otherwise, I'm going to go through the itinerary, which I'm going to share with you.
Yeah, just inshallah, when you are in Mecca in front of the Kaaba, please make dua for all of us. Big dua for your parents, first and foremost, for yourself, for your parents, and for the ummah, for the whole ummah. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and help us. We are helpless, but we still have a hope. And also pray for ALIM. And I will ask each one of our brothers and sisters to pray for me for quick recovery. For quick recovery. I really and need that in the dua from all of you. I don't know, maybe Allah will answer the dua of one of you. And then things will be good, inshallah. And also you go to, yeah, that's what I will say, the dua. We need the dua for the ummah. And also don't forget, when you get to Medina, try your best to pray in Rawda and Quba and Masjid. If you can do more than one time, which is better, because Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, if you make dua and you make wudu in your house and you perfect your wudu and you go to Quba, you pray 2 rak'ahs only, you will be rewarded as you perform Hajj, as you perform Hajj with Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So it's very, very important. And going starting in Medina, they will take you to Ziyarat. After Ziyarat, go by yourself with this intention and making the 2 rak'at in Quba. You'll be rewarded as you perform Umrah or Hajj with the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Please don't forget that. That is very, very important. It's not only Yom Sept. No, the hadith of Yom Sept is not authentic hadith. Any day, any time you go to Quba.
Okay, inshallah. Thank you so much for your advice, Sheikh Ali. We'll definitely miss you on the trip, and we will make dua for your quick recovery, inshallah.
Inshallah.
Thank you.
Okay. Tayyib, inshallah. We'll see you, inshallah, when you come back. Inshallah, if Jackson is there, inshallah, I'm going to call him later tonight, inshallah.
Okay, thank you. We appreciate it. Jazakumullah khairan. Assalamu alaikum.
Is Muneer there?
Imam Muneer, I don't see him on the in the studio here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bye, inshallah.
Okay. Thank you. Wa alaikum assalam. Okay, thank you, everyone. So that was the going over all of the fiqh of Umrah with Sheikh Ali. Alhamdulillah, we have it recorded. We can go back to it, and we can also point out some of those du'as that he mentioned, and we'll share the translations as well. So I wanted to go over, which I'm going to make this look nicer and share it with you, but I wanted to go over while we're on this presentation, the itinerary that we have for the group. So I'm just going to share the screen here. Okay, can everyone see this okay? And again, I'm going to share it on the WhatsApp group. I hope everyone's joined the WhatsApp group. That's really important because that's where we're going to share all of our, day-to-day updates and keep track of, where we're meeting. And, things always change. So that's the place where you need to check for updated locations or timings for when the group is meeting. So if you have not joined that yet, send me a message. I can send you the link to join, inshallah. So let's go through the itinerary here. So we have down the travel day is Saturday, December 16th. That's when both groups are departing. We have the LAX group leaving later in the evening, the Chicago group leaving in the morning at 11:45. So then the plan is to get to Makkah to Jeddah by around 12:45 for the O'Hare group. We best case scenario, if everything goes smoothly, inshallah, we will get to Makkah by around 4 p.m. or so. So at that time, as you know, this is a busy travel season, and the hotel said that the rooms should be ready by that time, but just in case they are not ready for us to check into, we may have to just keep all our luggage there, and Dar es Salaam will take care of getting our luggage into our rooms. But if you want to use the hotel, bathrooms and things like that, and then meet back in the lobby, we will, inshallah, plan to do our Umrah right away. Again, all of this, and one thing I want to say before going through all of this is that, alhamdulillah, this is our first time doing this Salam Umrah trip. And I think what we request from you is patience and flexibility. We're trying, inshallah, to make an amazing program for all of you. And we hope that, things go according to plan. But as you know, things, we can't control. A lot of things are out of our control. And so we plan and Allah plans. So inshallah, we hope and pray for the best. But please come with your patience and attitude of flexibility, so that we can, inshallah, as a group, have the best experience. So we will plan to, depending on the pulse of the group, we'll see how people are feeling, and hopefully be able to leave at that time, around maybe by 6 or so, or for to do the Umrah. Again, if we can get out of the hotel earlier, that would be better, because I believe Maghrib will be coming in and it'll start getting really crowded. So we'll take a pulse and see how things are, but that's the plan for the Chicago group. For the LAX group, they arrive a bit later, and they'll get to the hotel, and all their rooms will be all ready. They can go in and get freshened up and everything. But the plan is, inshallah, for the LAX group to perform their Umrah before Fajr comes in on Monday. So it starts getting really busy at the Hajj time, and so if the LAX group can come and get it done before then that would be ideal, inshallah. So scrolling down here, we're at Monday. There's breakfast every day at the hotel that's included. The time frame is between 6 and 9 a.m. At the Conrad Hotel. We have so what we're thinking is that first day people will kind of be a little bit jet lagged and want to have some personal time, and so we are giving the group a little time to have that personal time until around 3 p.m. or so. We will meet as a group in the hotel. We have a conference room reserved for our group, and we're going to be doing a welcome, getting everyone together, meeting the group as a whole, because both groups will be in, inshallah. Our scholars will all be there, and so we'll do a welcome and then head to the Haram for Maghrib. We have lectures planned throughout the time that we're in Makkah and Madina. As you know, this is a Sirah trip, inshallah. That's the focus and theme, and so we hope to go through aspects of the Sirah as we continue on our journey from through Makkah and Madina. So and again, with that flexibility in mind, we have a plan to meet at the rooftop of the Haram, which the Dar es Salaam group has said that has worked for groups in the past. We are going to try that and see how it works out. So what we are thinking is that if we go as a group and pray Maghrib, we can meet at the Haram rooftop. There's an area where there's golden domes, which is a good landmark where you can kind of figure out where to go and meet as a group. And then inshallah, we will have transmitters that Dar es Salaam is giving us. So each person in the group will have a transmitter with a mic, and you'll be able to hear the lecture, inshallah. So that's going to be handed out by Dar es Salaam to each of us. we need to be responsible and keep that and charge it in our hotel rooms and when we get back to our hotel rooms. But that's something that we want to keep with us at all times throughout our time in Makkah and Madina, because we'll be using it for our lectures. So, and then we can pray Isha as a group at the Haram and then come back, and dinner and lunch is on your own for the most part. We have some of them scheduled together as a group, but that's something that you will get on your own. And if it's your first time in Mecca, there's plenty of options all around, even near our hotel. And within the hotel, there's like a mall with a food court and everything. So there's plenty of options for food. We're at day 4, Tuesday. So this is going to be, so what we're having with Ustad Ubaydullah, inshallah, in the mornings, we're going to have after Fajr a short dhikr story time. This is going to be a time where, Ustad Ubaydullah will share stories from Sirah. They may be companion stories or aspects of, diseases of the heart that we can all gain knowledge from. So that'll be a short talk in the morning before breakfast. And then on that Tuesday is when right after breakfast, we're going to leave for our visit to Ghar Hira. So we're going to go on the bus as a group and meet there, and then inshallah do that tour. So the bus times will also be another time when the scholars will be addressing us as a group. So that's in addition to, we're going to have some time in the conference room at the hotel. We'll have some time in the buses. We'll have some time at the Haram rooftop. And again, I'm going to send this all to you so you'll see the daily plan. And again, the WhatsApp group is going to be the best place to check for daily communications on where we're meeting and what time we're meeting and all of that. But this is a general overview for you. So going on to day 5 is Wednesday. We'll be having, again, we'll have a lecture, and then most of the middle of the day for all of the days is kind of for you to spend on your own. It's personal time. You can do your own ibadah, inshallah. And then in the mornings and evenings is kind of when we have some talks planned for you. On Wednesday evening is when we are doing the dinner at Arafat. So we will be going in a bus and heading there together. And again, this is your opportunity. If you wanted to do a second Umrah, you can, do a ghusl at the hotel, bring your ihram with you. And then when we're at Arafat, you can make the intention because it's outside of the miqat area. So we'll do that tour on Wednesday night. And then Thursday is when we leave for Medina, inshallah. Our plan is to take a bus from Makkah to Medina and stop at Badr along the way. Again, we're going to have the scholars address us on the Sirah along the way and the importance of each place that we're visiting. And so we'll inshallah see the battleground there, and there's a masjid there. There's bathrooms and things like that. So it'll be a stop along the way to Medina. So inshallah, we plan to arrive in Medina on Thursday evening. I hope everyone has the Nusuk app downloaded on their phone. I've been checking daily. I know everyone has been checking for the Roda timings. I think once we get green light to make a reservation, if possible, I think a good time to do it would be Thursday late night for the women. I think the timing opens, it's in the evening past Isha. So if we can do that for Thursday night, or I think I'm not sure if it's before Fajr or after Fajr on the 22nd Friday morning. If we can look for those times, that would be ideal. If not, take what you can get. But just if you're able to, I think those would work best. One thing about the Nusuk app as well, if you were on the other session with Dar Salam, they said that it's not necessary to do it for Umrah because they're not checking, but it's better to. So according to kind of what we went through here on the itinerary, I think if we did like the 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. time, just to be safe on the day we arrive for Umrah, then that, you could just have it there on your phone, and if they ask, then you can show it. It's not likely, but it's better to have that, either like the 4 to 6 time, 6 to 8 time. And again, that doesn't mean that you have to perform the whole Umrah in that time. That just means that's the time that you're entering, and they're not gonna be strict about it over there. Like if your timing's a little bit off, they'll allow you to come in. But whereas at the Roda in Medina, they're very strict about the timing. So once you book a time, you have to get there and be there. And if you miss it, I don't think it's possible to book another one. They're saying that within 30 days you can't book another time to enter the Roda. So just be mindful of that. So in Medina, it's a little bit of a different setup where we have more access to like the conference room in the hotel, and so we'll be using that more for our lectures. And also, we hope to, if since we're doing dinner on our own, what we were thinking is if families want to pick up their dinner and bring it to the hotel, we can kind of eat together. If you want to share that with the rest of the group, we can do that so that everyone's eating together. Again, breakfast is included in Medina, and the timings are around the same, 6 to 9 a.m. We'll have, again, lectures in the morning, and there'll be things in the evening, but the middle of the day will be your own time to spend it, in your own personal ibadah. As Dr. Sheikh Ali was mentioning, the walk to Quba, we have that included. Salam is, has suggested that, and we wanted to do that to give you an opportunity to participate in the Sunnah and get the reward, insha-Allah, of another, I believe Sheikh Ali said, of doing a Hajj with the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So inshallah, that'll be a great opportunity. We have that down for Friday evening. After Isha, and there's a pathway, I guess, made from gate 33, and again we'll share all of this, but there's gate 33 of Masjid Nabawi, and then you walk. It's a 1.25 mile walk, 1.25 mile walk there, and then Dar es Salaam will provide the bus to return for those who want to return on the bus. But from what I hear, there's really good shopping on that pathway, and so save your shopping for that time, inshallah. Saturday, December 23rd, we will be, again, in Medina. We plan to visit some of the mazarat, like the where the Battle of Uhud took place, Khandaq, Qiblatain, and other sites there in around the surrounding areas of Medina. Again, personal time throughout the day. We'll have a talk in the evening after Isha. And then we plan to do on the last day that we're there, which is Sunday, December 24th, a perimeter walking tour of Masjid Nabawi, which will include Jannat al-Baqi as well. We'll have breakfast that day after the walking tour. And then, that's our last day. So hopefully we'll be able to visit the Roda before, by then. You can have your time for shopping and things like that, personal ibadah, and then at the end of the day, that day will be hopefully, we're going to see if we can do something together at the hotel where we can do a wrap-up session and question and answer. Maybe we'll be able to have dinner, but we'll update the group on that, inshallah. And then that is basically our last night there, and then flights leave the next day on Monday the 25th from the Medina airport. So that is just kind of like a rundown, and I'll share this with everyone. Just some suggested packing items we have listed here. The scissors to cut your hair, unscented toiletries. So that's when once you've entered the state of ihram. At that point, when you use the bathroom and things like that, if you want to be careful about the soap that you're using and all of that, the toothpaste and things like that, just making sure that those things are unscented. Chapstick, tissues, hand sanitizer. The drawstring bags, again, I'm going to be distributing those for those who haven't received them yet. The ALIM ones, we have the Dar es Salaam is given the their bags with your ihram and all of that you received, but we have ALIM branded ones that they also gave us. So we'd prefer if you could use those so we could, identify the group and stick together. Uh, what else? Medications and things like that. Again, they emphasize this in the Dar es Salaam talk too. If you're bringing your ihram with you, make sure it's in your. Well, everyone will be the men should bring it in their carry-on so that it's not in their check-in and then they can't access it. So you need to have it accessible. And that's another place to keep medications. Make sure it's in your carry-on so you can access it as you're traveling. Umbrella just for the sun, walking shoes, small fan, convertible charger. They talked about that in the Dar es Salaam session too, just to get those international plugs or whatever so that you can charge your devices and everything. For Medina, it is cooler there, so layers are good, or like a shawl or something for especially at night and in the morning. It does get cooler and windy sometimes, so that's important to have something like that with you. So besides the places that we're going to as a group, we also listed some optional, if you want to visit some of these places on your own, we listed out a few other places here that that might be of interest to you. There's a museum in Makkah. There's many other places that we can, that if you have time, you can go out and explore. So that is a quick rundown of the itinerary, which I'll share with you guys. Are there any questions right now on any of the logistics aspect? I don't see any questions right now on the WhatsApp or on YouTube. So it's been an hour now, so we can go ahead and conclude the session unless anyone else has anything to add. Okay, and again, all of this is recorded. We'll share the itinerary and the du'as on the WhatsApp. And then, inshallah, we hope everyone has safe travels. And, inshallah, we'll meet you either in Chicago or LAX. And then as a group, I think we'll first meet together in Mecca after, some of us will perform Umrah together. And then the whole group will meet together that first day for the welcome session, inshallah. Okay, we'll end with the dua then. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. السلام عليكم.